What's up everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are gonna try Moxy because now mine is exclusive 3 thanks to the event we have. Yeah, for $2 I spent that to get her third copy, her third exclusive I mean. Because at the end of the day, this is the price of a coffee and I'm working at home, so my coffee is a bit cheaper than if you were working in a company. So and we are going to talk about Moxy, not in details though. I'm going to show you some basic examples so you are going to see if she is interesting or not and decide if you want to pull or not more wishes than just to obtain the Double the Legend hero. Because yes, we have the Double the Legend hero event, and so I'm going to summon just to get a legendary hero, 2 legendary heroes in fact. If you want me to summon for you, feel free to ask me. It will be a pleasure to summon for you as always, even if sometimes I'm really not lucky, but who knows, I can be, or at least we are gonna have a lot of fun doing that together. So before we talk about Moxy, something really interesting, we have a new code to redeem in game. So let me just show it to you. This is the code. Don't ask me to pronounce it. Guniela. I clearly don't think that I have the good pronunciation. It's gonna give you 3 regression potion, 3 5-star dragon eggs, and 3 advanced skill scrolls. This is a new code for the Chinese New Year because we had the events earlier, but normally the Chinese New Year is coming soon in China. So just have to copy that. Go to the game. I haven't claimed it yet, so let's do it. Redeem code, paste it, confirm, and then we can claim these okay, we have 3 regression potions. This is huge. We never had that before. So apparently they are so generous that week. This is weird. This is weird. I don't understand why. This is cool, don't get me wrong, but they are never doing that. So it's maybe hiding something. Or maybe not, who knows? This is maybe just purely generous, I don't know. So another thing really important, let me show that to you again. So you have a Discord now for Aptoide. The link is in the description of my video, and so every time you're gonna have some promotions, you're gonna be able to see them directly in the official Discord of Aptoide. Look at that, the 10th of February we are gonna have 5% more cashback, and the 20th of February we are also gonna get 5% more cashback. It's not written on the official Discord, but my promo code AhkTaar IM, written on the screen right now, is gonna be active between February 12th and February 19th. During that, if you are using my promo code, you are gonna get 5% more cashback as well, so feel free to use it. Also, you are supporting my channel, so thank you so much for all the players that are gonna use my promo code between the 12th of February and the 19th. Thank you so much. So back to the game with Moxy. Don't worry, I'm gonna do a more detailed video talking about her in details. This is gonna be better than that because I'm just gonna show you some examples and then I'm gonna try her in some content with my own during this video, but the detailed video is gonna be way better. So in fact, you need of course the exclusive 3 because it's gonna change everything. Look at that, having the exclusive 3, using that skill, you are gonna get an extra turn, okay? She gets 5 layers of that buff on her, and once she has 7, she's gonna transform in her second form, and this is where she's gonna start doing some high damage. So you are using that, then you transform directly, and now you can directly use your enhanced skills. So that one is gonna deal a lot of damage to a single target. So this is the one, as you can see, and she can put some internal injuries on the target. So in order to put some, you need some effect hit on her, right? And then you have an AoE attack. That one who deals an interesting amount of damage to enemies, but there is something special to take into consideration when you are using that specific skill. When you have only one target in front, when you are not transformed, you are gonna deal more damage. Thanks to the exclusive 2, it's gonna increase the damage of your ultimate when she is not in the second form, that form, okay? If you have more targets in front of you, it's gonna reduce the damage. This is a bit sad, so this is why you want to have the exclusive 3, so you can transform faster and have access to that ultimate, which is gonna be really interesting, okay? So then, if the targets have some buffs on them, she's gonna deal less damage because she's gonna remove some buffs. But every time she's gonna remove some buffs from the one target who has the most amount of buffs, she's gonna reduce her damage and get some more stance instead, because she consumes some stance to use that skill, and in fact it can be annoying. And there is something really fun about that hero. Look at that. I'm gonna put many heroes in front. For example, I'm gonna put that one, and Gunner, and we are gonna increase the HP of the heroes in front. So everybody is gonna have the maximum amount of HP, and you are gonna see the power of the new heroes versus the old heroes. 1 versus 5, okay? So basically I'm just gonna do that so I can transform. I can use that, and look at the damage are bad. The damage are really bad, okay? Because there are many heroes in front, and so when you are not transformed yet, you are doing less damage if you have more enemies. So now I am transformed, okay? I'm gonna use that skill for now, and you are gonna see the damage. So I'm gonna just reduce that, reset that to 0, use the ultimate one time, 519k. Okay, now they are getting some buffs. So just for the test, I'm gonna reset the cooldown and I'm gonna use it again. Okay, 519k. Now they have some buffs. And if we check, yeah, just a bit less because they had 2 buffs, and then it depends on the crit or not. So it's less efficient when she has when you have more buffs on enemies. So I'm gonna just run that in auto, and you are gonna see the potential of the hero. She is healing herself, she is dealing a lot of damage to enemies, and she can 1 versus 5 all enemies in front. This is the power of the new heroes versus the old ones. So do you think that all heroes need a rework? I do think so. Look at that. They have the same stats, right? And she's just killing them so easy. 5 heroes versus 1. That's hilarious. And she is still full life. She can heal herself, deal a lot of damage to enemies. They have 2 million HP and they have no damage at all, okay? So we are not gonna have a look to that more for now. Let's have a look to her damage, because she deals the same amount of attack damage and internal injury damage. So some of you asked me how to build her. In fact, the internal injury damage are considered as dot damage. So the more the mastery, the stronger the damage. Internal injury damage, I mean. Internal injury damage or dot damage, so they ignore the defense of the target. This is why if I lower the speed, look at the damage she's gonna do. The internal injury damage are way higher than the others. Even if you crit with the others, it's gonna always do more damage with your internal injury damage. So you want to increase both your attack and your mastery. First the attack, because it's also gonna benefit to your crit damage, and then to your mastery damage. So you just have to do a mix between your attack and your mastery. And this is the way you are gonna play her. So now let's have a look in a real situation. In the Faction Abyss Sagacity Alliance, I'm gonna use my own on that stage, and just to see how much damage she can do on the wave stage 30 of Abyss. So I'm just gonna accelerate it just a bit so she can play. Perfect. Now that's her turn. So I'm gonna use the first active skill, get an extra turn because I have the exclusive 3. Then I'm gonna use that skill and transform directly. And now I can use my other skills. So if you have the exclusive 1 on her, if you are in that form, when you kill an enemy, you are gonna get an extra turn. So let's try to kill Gru for example. He's dead. I have an extra turn. So let's try to kill another one. So Rumble, he's dead. Extra turn. Grandy, dead. Extra turn. Weasley, dead. Extra turn. And yeah, he is dead. So she did everything by herself. So she is pretty interesting for that, okay? But then, am I gonna survive? Of course I will, because I have Sun Wukong in the team, and normally, no, I still lost 1 hero. And if you do that in auto, she's gonna do the same. Look at that. She just kills everybody. Almost. So she is really a nice hero. So boss wave, I still have Indra Dianmu, so of course he's gonna die super easy. And against the boss, she is not great in comparison with Indra, because Indra just does Indra things, and so he is just destroying the boss. Another thing really interesting, maybe for PvP, when she is in the second form, she is immune to all debuffs. She's gonna cleanse all her debuffs when she enters the form, and she is immune to all debuffs. That means, for example, the boss is not gonna be able to stun her. She still deals interesting damage, but in comparison with Indra, there is no comparison at all. Indra is just the highest damage dealer in the game when you pair him with Dianmu. But still, to clear waves, she helps so much when she is exclusive 3. So now we are gonna have a look in PvP, because it does matter. You know what? I'm gonna go here just to avoid wasting my diamonds by refreshing. We are gonna try on Libans. He has a great defense with that guy inside. I'm gonna change a bit the team. I'm gonna put, instead of Lydia, someone else. You know what? I'm gonna put that guy. So I'm gonna take the turn before Pauline plays. So my pop-up plays first, is acting first, so I'm gonna use that skill for now. Then my AhkTaar is gonna take a turn before Pauline, so I can give the turn, the egg on her. He takes another turn, I have resistance down on enemies, so I have more chance to apply the defense down and the tenacity down. Then I'm using the red egg on Moxy, so she's gonna deal more damage. Feebleness 2 on enemies, and then the turn to my Moxy. And now, yeah, you know what? It's not a good idea to use Jack and Roll with her, because normally he gives to her more damage with his echo, that one, but it's not gonna work because I have to transform first. So I'm gonna do that. They have no buff at all. She transforms and she can use that skill. So what skill to use now? If I use the ultimate, this is what I'm gonna do. Look at their HP, and they have the apple from Nicholas. Is it gonna do something? Absolutely not. It did not even break the shield. So we are gonna retry. Okay, there we are. So that time I'm gonna transform again, use the ultimate one time, and I'm gonna use the first active skill to see her damage on single target. So you are forced to attack that guy, because even if you click on another hero, he's gonna take the aggro. And this is the damage, half HP using her on a single target. That's not that great. Not that great. Let's use another hero to compare the damage. I'm gonna use Jingle Bell instead, just to see how much damage can I do with my Jingle Bell. I have almost the same stats on her, but based on crit rate and crit damage instead of mastery and attack. So it should do almost the same, okay, in terms of stats. So let's retry with that. Resistance down, defense down, tenacity down, red egg, feebleness 2, spotlight, and now I'm gonna use the ultimate. Let's do that, and let's check the damage. It did not even break the shield. So in comparison, they are doing almost the same, but she has that echo, that aura, okay? A shield smash aura 5 stars, and the other, Moxy, has only a blue mastery aura. So now let's change that and use Melchior instead. I'm gonna repeat the same. Resistance down, red egg on Melchior, defense down, tenacity down, feebleness 2, spotlight on Melchior, and now I'm gonna use that skill with the Melchior, and let's check the damage to compare. There is no comparison at all. Was able to kill one enemy and to proc the apple on almost everybody, just not on Pauline, because he has a huge amount of tenacity. So now I can use the basic attack and just kill Sun Wukong normally. Okay, that guy is protecting Sun Wukong, so it didn't work, but I can run the fight in auto and maybe it's gonna do something. Maybe it's gonna do something. Buff removal, Sun Wukong is dead. And now I have to kill NG3. Okay, Pauline is dead, extra turn. NG3 is dead. Only Nordak remaining, so there is no comparison at all. Melchior is by far the best damage dealer for PvP. But this is a classic arena team. And if you have Sun Wukong in front, of course, you are going to be able to destroy them super easy. But what if you are playing in Advanced Arena or Championship, right? Because it's interesting too. If you fight against a Sun Wukong using your Moxy, of course it's not going to work. But if you fight against another kind of hero, maybe it can be interesting to use her. So let's see what can we do. No Sun Wukong. It's probably not gonna work because she is gonna be silenced because of that guy. So if you have another speed team in front, the only thing that is gonna matter is your speed team. In fact, if you are faster than the enemy, of course, if you are using her, it is gonna work. And probably she's gonna be able to one-shot 1 or 2 enemies. But if you have Jack and Roll in front, he's gonna proc the damage immunity if you are using the first active skill with her once transformed, and it's not gonna work. So let's try something. Yeah, I can use that skill. Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna use that before. Okay, using that. I can use the red egg, feebleness 2 and silence them. Spotlight. Now I have to transform. I'm gonna use that skill. She might kill some using only that skill because you don't have many defensive units in front. Okay, that's not really fun because they are all dead. So when you have a kind of speed team, of course, it doesn't really matter the damage dealer you have. They are chips in front of you. You can kill them so easy. Look at that. So in this situation, it doesn't really matter. She can act like a normal damage dealer, but even if you are using Margarita exclusive 3, it's gonna work to kill this kind of team, so you don't have any trouble against that normally. So you know what, let's try against that team because it's a pretty tanky team and it might be interesting to see because you don't have Donald Rebellion, you don't have Sun Wukong, so is it gonna work? So I'm gonna start reducing the resistance. I'm gonna open with the blue egg that time because I'm controlled. Feebleness 2, Spotlight, Transform, first ultimate. And now I want to start using that skill. So I'm gonna kill Lydia, extra turn, and you know what? I can just do it in auto. Normally she's gonna kill everybody. Or almost. So yeah, against this kind of team, she can be interesting. I mean, in a secondary team, but then it's gonna depend on the heroes you are gonna have in your team because probably your Popper, Esther, and everything for your speed team, main speed team, you are gonna use Melchior. So then it might be really hard to put her in a team. So tell me what do you think about that in the comment below. I think that she is really interesting for the faction Abyss. She's gonna be useless in against the Wuthering Coast, in Guild Boss, in the Elemental City. She's not gonna be great in Elemental City, Guild Boss neither. Tower of Mark, she might be really interesting in the Tower of Mark. Dwarven Ruins, she is not gonna be a great hero because she's gonna lack some damage. You know what? We are gonna try that also in the same video. So let's say we have Growlin. No, not Growlin. He's gonna take more direct damage, but I don't know, we are gonna pick Rom, okay? Rom 40, and instead of the classic damage dealers we have, yeah, we are gonna try with Moxy to see how much damage she can do instead of Little Jack. So there we are, this is Rom 40, and I'm using her as main damage dealer, and we are gonna try to see how much damage she can do. So she's gonna transform, start doing some damage, and her damage are interesting, but clearly not enough. Clearly not enough. I mean, you can't compare with Little Jack because of course if you are using Little Jack, you are gonna deal so much damage to enemies, it's gonna be more efficient than that. Because there, the problem is that you need to cycle your freeze with your Nicholas, otherwise you will never win that. So after 130 turns, we are finally on the boss wave. So we are gonna try that in manual just to see if we can do something or not. So I'm just gonna use the spotlight on her, try to kill Nezakma in priority. I'm gonna use my skills to protect my heroes, freeze Nezakma, really important. And now I'm gonna run in manual just to see how is it gonna do. I need to kill Nezakma really fast, otherwise he's gonna steal my buffs and I'm just basically gonna die. Okay, he's dead. Now, need to kill the next one. She lost the apple already. 2 of my heroes lost the apple. It might not work though. I wonder how much damage she's gonna do to Rom. She's almost dead. I need the ultimate of Nordak. Okay, perfect. So now only the boss remaining. Am I going to be able to survive until the end? Am I going to be able to deal a lot of damage to the boss? I don't think I can. So she needs to transform again. And nope, it is not working, of course, because I'm not doing enough damage to the boss. I don't have my damage immunity all the time, and so it's not gonna work. So if you want to know, this is how I built my Moxy. I have 2 penetration sets on her. She has a 61k and a half attack. She has also 60% crit rate, 240% crit damage almost, 204% mastery. So the best way to play her is to increase first the attack and then the mastery. In my opinion, this is the best way to play her. In terms of blessings, I'm using a mastery 1, 20%. This is a legendary one with the S rank, so this is a huge one. I'm using a mastery 1, another one 8.7%. I'm using a blue mastery aura level 7, and also that echo, this is her own echo, 0 star level 30, so it's giving to me 48% more attack rate and 12% more in direct damage and internal injury damage. And I'm using these emblems on her. So everything to increase the dot damage to the left and some utilities to the right to have some cooldown reduction. That's not really necessary, but this is still, it can still be useful. So, if you want to know about my Jingle Bell, she has 55k attack, 2100 speed, 100% crit rate, 270% crit damage. So she has almost the same amount of stats as I had on my Moxy. She's still lagging a bit though, because she had no echo at all, but she has that aura increasing her piercing rate by 18% in battle and attack 36% when she has a shield. So yes, of course she had no echo, but thanks to this aura, she was really strong in comparison with Moxy in the PvP I showed you. Emblems on my Jingle Bell, everything to increase the crit damage, the direct damage to the left and to the right, some utilities. I have a devouring set and attack set on her, 55k attack, okay. I'm using some blessing to increase her crit rate by 13% and 7%. Aura, I'm using that one, and echo, I had no echo at all. And if you want to see my Melchior to compare, I have a crit damage set and a devouring set, 65k attack almost, a 51% crit rate, but it doesn't matter, you are gonna know why. 368% crit damage, and I'm using 2 blessings to increase the attack by 8% and the crit damage by 8%. That aura to increase his piercing rate and attack, it's maxed out. And that echo to increase his attack by 32% and crit damage by 54%, and it's reducing his crit rate to 0. But with his first active skill, he has a crit guaranteed thanks to the exclusive 3 on that skill. So this is why Melchior is by far the easiest hero to build for PvP in a direct damage team, and that's why also he deals a huge amount of damage. The emblems on my Melchior, everything to increase the crit damage to the left, the direct damage to the left, and to the right, some utilities. So, what did you think about Moxy? Do you have her? Are you using her? Do you think that she could be interesting in the campaign to clear the campaign early on? I'm curious to see her potential in that content though, so I might try something using her in the campaign. We are gonna try that in another video, so really do hope that you enjoyed that one. If it's the case, as always, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Have a nice day and see you in the next video. Bye bye.